Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Norelida Binti Ishak. Today I would like to present about executive summary of AmBank Group. AmBank is a six largest banking group by asset in Malaysia, with a market capitalization of around 9 million and asset around about 170.2 billion as at 31st of March 2021, which is provide a service is in wholesale banking, business banking, retail banking, investment banking, and related financial services. Include Islamic banking, general insurance, life insurance, family takaful, stock and share broking, future broking, investment advisory and management service in asset, real estate investment trust and unit trust. So in COVID-19 pandemic has virtually affected all industry and economies. But in Malaysia, the government movement control order or MCO lead adverse economic impact that we reflect across sector and household. The most significant impact was felt in the second quarter of 2020, which is 17.1% contraction in GDP. But economy activity partially resume and labor market condition start to improve. They quickly recovery, support by a global surge in digitalized and a shift of consumer preference. As Malaysia went through the various stage of MCO, sector worked together with Bank Negara Malaysia to implement a blanket of moratorium, thus ensuring that aggregate banking system impairment and delinquencies remain low. So as a result, liquidity coverage ratio stay above 100% due to well diversified funding. So with a loan fund ratio and equity ratio remaining above 80% and 70% respectively. In addition, non-performing loan or NPL stay at manageable level of 1.6% and did not pose a serious threat to the financial system health, primarily due to Bank Negara Malaysia targeted repayment assistance. Now, I move to the introduction. So I move to introduction of the AmBank Group. So the introduction of AmBank Group is that from AmBank Group comprise AMMB Holding Berhad. AmBank 1015 is one of the largest banking group in Malaysia. AmBank Group was founded by Husin Najidi in 1975 as it's known as Partial Malaysia Development Bank. And AmBank Group also a leading financial service group with over 40 years of expertise in supporting the economic development of Malaysia. Then AmBank Group also listed in main market of Bursa Malaysia in 1988. Then as I mentioned in executive summary, the AmBank was a sixth largest banking group by asset in Malaysia. So they also have around 9,000 employees and serve over 3 million individual and corporate customers. So the service also including wholesale banking, business banking, retail banking, investment banking, and related and other related financial services I mentioned before. I move to industry analysis. Okay, for industry analysis, the banking industry was integral in helping Malaysia navigate the financial implication of the pandemic. So through Bank Negara Malaysia moratorium and restructuring measure, banking institution provide much needed to support the individual and small and medium-sized enterprise SME from a cash flow perspective. Specifically in terms of loan of financing payment assistance. So bank also provide suitable time bounds repayment, flexibility to protect their credit report of borrowers. With this support measurement, the pressure of non-performing loan or NPL is with industry NPL broadly stable at 1.6% in 2020 compared to 2019 was 1.5%. So Bank Negara Malaysia also reduced overnight policy rate or OPR by a cumulative amount of 1 to 5 points BPS from 3% to 1.75% to ease undue pressure on the sector. So loan grew subdued in 2020 from 3.9% in 2019 to 3.4% in 2020. For strategy analysis, they have 8 strategies. This new strategy is adopt a holistic approach to the dynamic banking landscape for the AmBank. So the first of 8 strategy is attaining a return on equity or ROE is of higher than 10%. So next strategy is sharpening segment play. And the next strategy is delivering holistic customer value, proposition, leveraging collaboration and partnership. The next strategy was pushing capital light revenue. The next is future proofing the workforce. And then the next strategy is integrating ESG into the business. Last strategy for the AmBank group is exploring digital bank.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Asyikin, Binti Sidek alias Azman from NBF Sydney. So I will continue this presentation by presenting cash flow analysis. So this is the final amounts of cash flow analysis based on 3 sections of activity. So the first activity is operating activities, which it was negative from 2017 to 2019 and becoming a positive figure from 2020 to 2021. So next is investing activity. As the table shown, the negative figure can be found in 2017 and 2021. Where positive figure is found on 2018 to 2020. So last one is financing activities, which all positive figure can be found from 2017 to 2021.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Azfar Suzalee. and today I would like to present for FSA tools for common size from year 2017 to 2021. Okay, from the graph above, we can see that net income from 2017 to 2021 have been increased. Okay, the EBIT from 2017 to 2020 have been increased. However, in 2021, AmBank shows the declining EBIT. Okay, for profit for the financial year, from 2017 to 2018, they have been declining. However, from 2018 to 2020, they have been increased rapidly. Okay, however, for 2021, the profit for financial year have been decreased for AmBank. Operating activity year-end 2021 for AmBank. Even with the up and downs of revenue, profit have been remained constantly strong, which have led to increase in amount of cash obtained from sale. And similarly, bank do not have sufficient statutory deposit to fulfill the client demand, which is sale, which result in an increase in number of cash payment. At the same time, the bank reduced the amount it payouts to cover their liability and other expenditure in addition to the amount it collects from revenue. As a direct result from this, the net cash flow has been from operational activity become positive. Okay, for investing activity year-end 2021, for AmBank, 2021 will be the year when banks start receiving interest payment from assets related to storage revenue. Aside from that, the bank received dividend not once but twice over the course of the year despite making purchase. Because of the increased return, we had the positive cash flow this year.
Hi, it's me again. My name is Nurul Binti Sidek Azman. So I will continue this presentation by presenting financial ratio analysis. So there are 4 categories, which the first one is probability ratio, the second one is liquidity ratio, the third one is capital structure and solvency, the last one is asset utilizations and efficiency. So I will present the first 2 categories, which are probability ratio and liquidity ratio. The other 2, which are capital structure and solvency and asset utilization and efficiency, will be presented by Shamim. So let's start with the first one, probability ratio. So the first one is net profit margin, and PM, the formula for NPM is net profits divided by sales times hundreds. So the net profit margin is a ratio that compares a company profits to the total amount of money it brings in. So it assesses a company's operations efficiency. So the bar graph of the net profit margin show an increase of 5.09% in 2019. The higher the net profit margin, more effective the bank generating the net profits. However, in 2021, the net profit margin show a decrease of 1.85% is due to the increase in both the net profits and sales as compared to the year of 2020. Next is operating profit margin, OPM. So the formula for OPM is earning before interest and tax divided by sales times hundreds. So the operating profit margin ratio show how much a profit company produce after deducting the variable production costs such as operation costs, wages costs, and many more. So it is also represented as a percentage of sales and demonstrates a company efficiency in regulating the costs and expenses involving with the business operations. So as shown in the bar graph, fluctuates from the 2017 to 2019 and gradually decreased of 0.64% and 1.59% in the year of 2020 and 2021. So the decrease is due to the constant decrease in both earning before interest and tax and its revenue. So AmBank still managed to keep a healthy profit margin. Next is returns on asset, ROA. So the formula for ROA is net profit divided by average total asset times hundreds. So ROA, which also known as returns on total asset, is a metric that measures how much profits a company generates from its capital. So this probability ratio displays the percentage growth rate in profit generated by the company's assets. The bar graph shows the increase of 4.7% from the year of 2017 to 2019, but declined the percentage to 2.95% on the recent year. So it is affected by the decrease in the net profits with increase of total assets. A decline of returns on asset, on the other hand, indicates that AmBank has made a poor investment, overspending, and might be in troubles. So the last one for probability ratio is returns on equity, ROE. So the formula for ROE is net profits divided by average total equity times hundreds. So returns on equity measure how effective a company is at generating returns on the capital's investment by its shareholder. So based on the graph, AmBank achieved its higher returns on equity on 2018 with the percentage of 12.11%, but started to decline to 3.39% over 3 years. So the AmBank company declines returns on equity suggests that it is becoming less efficient at generating profit and increasing the shareholder revenue. So the next category is liquidity ratio. So we have current ratio. So the formula for current ratio is current asset divided by the current liability. So the current ratio indicates that the amounts to the current asset, if so, would pay off the current liability. So the bar show a drastic increase of 4.29% on the year 2020, reasoning by the increase of cash and short-term fund due to the reduce of statutory reserve requirements and overnight policy rates OPR to 2% by the Bank Negara (BNM) that's allow AmBank to increase liquidity. However, the CR declining to 0.88% on the year 2021, affected by the increase of almost 1 billion in its total asset and a settlements payments costing, which is liability, more than 2 billion. In general, AmBank current ratio has fallen below 2, indicating that the company inability to have enough liquid asset to pay off its liability. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shamim Azhar, and I will continue with another two categories of financial ratio analysis, which are capital structure and solvency, as well as asset utilization and efficiency. Under the capital structure and solvency, there are debt ratio, debt to equity ratio, as well as time interest earning. We will first look into the debt ratio of AmBank Group Berhad. The debt ratio is a solvency ratio that compares a company's total liabilities to its total assets. In some ways, the debt ratio demonstrates how much a company's assets are financed by debt. As we can see, this is the debt ratio of AmBank Group Berhad. This ratio will be demonstrated in bar graph. As per the bar graph, both 2019 and 2020 show 0%, indicating that AmBank Berhad has not relied on borrowing to fund its operations. An increase of 0.22% for the year 2021 reflected from the increase in both liabilities and assets. The DR is still below 1%, therefore it will be seen as relatively safe for AmBank. Next, I will proceed to the debt to equity ratio. The debt to equity ratio, which is calculated by dividing a company's total liabilities by its shareholder equity, and it is used to assess the financial leverage. More specifically, it represents the ability of shareholder equity to cover all outstanding obligations in the case of an economic downturn. As referred to the bar graph, it shows that TER for AmBank decreased to 0% in 2 subsequent years and increased to 0.29% on 2021. It indicates that AmBank has 0.29 ringgit of debt for every 1 ringgit of equity. Last but not least, under the capital structure and solvency is time interest earned. The time interest earned ratio assesses a company's ability to service its debt. A higher ratio indicates that a company can meet its interest obligation because earning exceeds the annual interest obligation. The bar graph shows the different
of 5.31% for the year on the year of 2019, referring to the year 2017. However, the TIE ratio declined to 0% on 2020 and 2021 due to the absence of interest expenses on the both years. Next, we will continue with the asset utilization and efficiency of AmBank Group perhaps. It is divided into two, which is fixed asset turnover and total asset turnover. The fixed asset turnover is an efficiency ratio that measures how well a company utilizes fixed asset to produce a revenue. The bar graph keeps rising to 2.54% on 2020 from 1.06% on 2017 and declined to 0.54% on the next year. The rise in plateau is much desirable because it indicates that AmBank is good in using its fixed asset to generate sales. However, the decline is clearly due to the reduce of fixed asset on the year 2021. Lastly, the total asset turnover ratio is the ratio of a company's sales or revenue to the value of its asset. It measures the effectiveness with which a company deploys its asset to generate revenue. Based on the graph, AmBank highest plateau was on 2018 with the percentage of 0.13% but declining to 0.03% on 2021. The constant decrease in sales in contrast to the increase of total assets has resulted into the decline of the plateau. It shows that AmBank is not using its asset to generate sales to the company. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Izzuddin bin Muhammad Azizan. I want to present about conclusion. The first point is financial analysis determine a company health and stability, providing insight into how the company operates. However, it is important to understand that financial statement analysis have limitation. The third point is different accounting method used by different firms affect feasible health and profit level in either a positive or negative way. The fourth point is different analysis may obtain different conclusion from the same data. As a result, we should conclude that financial statement analysis is only one tool when making an investment decision. Following the completion of the company analysis and financial statement, additional, there have been numerous reports of accounting irregularities, whether it refers to as assertive accounting, financial performance, or outright fraudulent financial reporting. It's critical for financial professionals to understand how the type of manipulation are carried out and more importantly how to detect them. The next is the operation executive and customer service executive invited significant in the data banking. Most importantly, understand one another is critical work because working as a team improve financial management as well as building a reputation of offering a decent service to client, whether internal or external. The last point is good financial management will improve all of the analysis of finance in the company. The next is recommendation. The recommendation that AmBank need to do is they need to continue the operational efficiency. It is to increase their operating leverage. They also need to identify company strategy, examine the nature of the product or service offered by the firm, include its uniqueness, profit margin, brand loyalty, creation, and cost control. Furthermore, supply chain integration geographic diversification, and industry segmentation should be considered. Besides, assess the quality of the AmBank financial statement. Analyze the key financial statement in light of the applicable accounting standard. Furthermore, the next recommendation is they also need to analyze current profitability at risk. This is the point at which financial professional can trustly contribute to the analysis of a company and its financial statement. The last recommendation is prepare to forecast financial statement in AmBank. Although it is often difficult, financial professional must make reasonable assumption about the company perspective and determine how the assumption will impact both cash flow and funding. That's all for me. Thank you.